Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everyone between Jason, welcome back to the Rundown, a 10-minute testing ripoff for Master Duel. Today on the Rundown, we're not exactly going over a deck that's new or a deck that's relevant. No, instead, as you can see by what I'm wearing, my birthday just passed. So, in order to celebrate my birthday, I'm going to make you listen to me talk about my favorite deck. Without further ado, please allow me to introduce to you Gem Knights. That's right, today we're taking a look at Gem Knights, a deck that was previously famous for being a FTK. However, in all modern support, Konami has decided to make sure that FTKs are not possible, even when they are. Now, you see, back in the day, I actually liked playing Gem Knights on Duel Links. This is before I even understood how the game worked, and I just thought that Master Diamond was one of the coolest cards out there. But long after the stint of playability in Duel Links, Gem Knights did eventually get another wave of support. This included cards like Gem Knight Quartz and Gem Knight Lady Rose Diamond. And these cards changed nothing. Well, after another wave of legacy support, we now have cards like Gem Knight Neprim, Gem Knight Hollow Core, and Gem Knight Master Diamond Dispersion, truly bringing the Go Second Gem Knight deck to life. This is actually a deck I play when I just want to grind wins in Master Duel. Whether it's a DC Cup that I haven't hit DL max on, or if I'm just stuck in a low rank after the monthly reset. You can even tell from the video I uploaded yesterday, shameless plug, that I play Gem Knights when I just want to relax. So let's go over the card by card. Unfortunately, we still cannot sort the decks on our own in Master Duel, so we must deal with this. First up, we have the 1 Max C, 2 Gem Armadillo. We play a little bit of a Chanel fusion package, so we're on both Dragon and Genius. Then finally we get to take a look at some Gem Knights. We have the Gem Knight Quartz. Following that, we have our Charmies. We are going second, so we're playing 3 of both Perulia and Fuelos. And now finally we get to my new favorite Gem Knight card, Gem Knight Neprim. If you haven't read this girl, let me read her for you. If this card is normal such a summon, you can add 1 Gem Knight card from your deck to your hand, except Gem Knight Neprim. Also, any effect damage your opponent takes during the main phase this turn is halved. During your main phase, you can immediately, after this effect resolves, normal summon 1 Gem Dash Monster. This card is sent from the hand or deck to the graveyard. You can send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard, and if you do special summon this card, you can use each effect Gem Knight Neprim once per turn. You should get used to seeing Neprim. Probably seen her multiple times in Tearlament builds, Lightsworn builds, or any other kind of deck that wants to mill itself. She's a great hit off those mills because she will just bring herself back at the cost of discarding a card from your hand. Gem Knight Neprim is also an excellent card for the Genesis format, where she sits at a cool 0 points. Following Neprim, we have 2 copies of Gem Knight Hollow Core. Gem Knight Hollow Core is another new card. This is our Omni Negate of the deck, I guess you can call it. You can say 1 Gem Knight normal monster or 1 Gem Knight fusion from your deck to the graveyard, special summon this card from your hand in defense position. Your opponent activates card effect while you control Gem Knight fusion monster. Quick effect, you can bash 3 Gem Knight cards from your graveyard, including this card, negate the effect. Then all Gem Knight monsters you currently control gain 1,000 attack. You can only use each effect Gem Knight Hollow Core once per turn. So yes, he has a circular / Magician Souls like effect to, when he is activated, he just immediately sends the Gem Knight fusion from your deck to the graveyard, so you don't have to worry about like him getting negated or anything, because we do want Gem Knight fusion in our graveyard. Following that, we have some of our breakers, 2 Raigeki and 1 Feather Duster. The aforementioned Gem Knight fusion is here at 1, and we also have 3 Shadow fusion. Shadow fusion is a great starter because we're able to send Neprim directly from the deck to the graveyard. Back to breakers, we're on 2 Lightning Storm, 1 Talons, and 1 Thrust. Now we're on to the I can't believe these are real cards part of the deck. We have 3 copies of Gem Knight Dispersion. Activate 1 of these effects, but you can only use each effect Gem Knight Dispersion once per turn. Fusion summon 1 Gem Knight fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field. Up to 2 monsters from your deck / extra deck can be used if they are non-rock Gem Knight monsters and you have Gem Knight fusion in your graveyard. Or add 1 Gem Dash monster from your deck or banish it to your hand. Also, any effect damage your opponent takes during the main phase this turn is halved. So that card's crazy. Anyway, following Dispersion, we have 3 copies of Brilliant Fusion. Yes, you may have forgotten, but the developers of Master Duel put Brilliant Fusion to 3. I couldn't believe it either. It wasn't even my birthday when they did that, but I appreciate it all the same. And then to round out the deck, we have 1 copy of Scatter Fusion and 3 Forbidden Droplet. Now onto the deck chart, you might see a lot of old cards because we do play a lot of the old Gem Knight Fusion monsters. So we have 1 Seraphonite, 1 Ruby, 1 Aquamarine, Topaz, Prismura, Amethyst, El Shadal Contract, our Shadal target for the Shadal Fusion, Gem Knight Lady Rose Diamond, Gem Knight Master Diamond, and Gem Knight Master Diamond Dispersion. Material, 3 Gem Dash monsters. During the main phase, quick effect, you can send this card from the field to the graveyard, special summon 3 non-rock Gem Dash monsters with different names from your extra deck and or graveyard, ignoring their summoning conditions. And also for the rest of this turn, you cannot special summon from the extra deck except fusion monsters. When your Gem Knight fusion monster is destroyed out, while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card. So the reason we get to play all the OG Gem Knights without actually playing the vanillas that's supposed to go with them, because Master Diamond Dispersion just cheats them out. And then rounding off the extra, we have 1 copy of Lady Brilliant Diamond, 2 Gem Knight Phantom Quartz, an SP Little Knight, and Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. So enough yapping about the deck, why don't we see it in action? Here we are, game number 1, and our opponent is on Radiant Typhoon. You can see we unfortunately lost the coin toss, so I guess we're going second. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and start off with a copy of Multi-Charming Perulia and see if that resolves. It does not, as they have the Called by the Grave. Oh well, darn. I guess double Lightning Storm Shadal Fusion will have to do. Anyway, they send another card and pass turn. We draw triple attack talents for a turn. Let's go Lightning Storm. This is going to bait out the MST Negate, which, you know, we have to get that out somehow. There we go. Mandate to negate our Lightning Storm. And MST to pop it. I love that little MST animation. By the way, I just want to say that I don't play Radiant Typhoon, but I really do love that animation. Anyway, now they're going to summon out a copy of Crocea, adding a Onyx from their deck to their hands. And another copy of MST from Grave. They will then fire their Vision, drawing 2, discarding 1. It's a Swen, and they'll summon the Ponix. Ooh, beautiful animation there. We'll, of course, go Talents to take, and they will now shuffle back with their continuous trap. Give their guys a big old boost and draw themselves a card. We'll just go ahead and take the Gossip Shadow, so now we have an answer to any monster effects. I activate Shadal Fusion, they go across a designated calling Superpot. I really thought they were going to call Shadal Fusion for some reason, because they hung on this for a while. But thankfully, this is allowed to resolve, and we summon El Shadal Contract, sending Neparim and the Shadal Dragon. Construct 1, Neparim 2, and let's chain block with Dragon 3, popping the continuous, so they have something for Varun to negate. They're going to go Ponix, shuffle away Gossip Shadow and Contract, but I'll say, no thank you, I'd rather activate Gossip Shadow instead. Varun then checks that negate, so we basically got 2 pieces of their interaction out with their own monster, which is pretty cool. Alright, there goes our Shadal Construct, but this is pretty much an open board for us to do pretty much anything. And we're going to summon out the Neparim, sending another copy of Shadal Fusion because we didn't really need that, and triggering the Genius to target their Varun Link monster so they can't reset the continuous trap this turn, which isn't going to happen anyway. They go Droll and Lockbird here, which, while infuriating, we do have full combo through Droll. So we're just going to send the Quartz to set Brilliant Fusion from deck, activate Brilliant Fusion because they do have control monsters, send Holocore, Neparim, and Quartz to summon Master Diamond Dispersion. We will then trigger Quartz to add Holocore back to hand because we need to get Gem Knight Fusion into the graveyard. Here we go, setting the Gem Knight Fusion, summoning the Holocore, and then linking off for the Gem Knight Phantom Quartz. We just go Master Diamond Dispersion right away, summoning out Ruby, Topaz, and Aquamarine. Tributing Aquamarine Ruby to bounce their win because we do not want that to be destroyed, and then Floats. I was really worried they were going to have something along the lines of Sheena in their hand, so I don't know if Win can search it, but just in case, we might as well get rid of it. Anyway, let's go Lady Brilliant off the Phantom Quartz effect to summon Master Diamond banish Tourmaline, and we're going to head and add a copy of Gem Knight Fusion back to our hand. We're going to fire the Gem Knight Fusion, fusing off those 3 to summon it back the Master Diamond Dispersion because we need to get big enough to swing over their Ponix. We punch in, deal 200, then burn them because with the Gem Knight Topaz effect for 3,000, swing into the Crocea, burn them again for 22, and then swing over Varun for game. Wow, I'm really going to have to fast forward the next one, aren't I? Alright, see you in game number 2. Alright, here we are, game number 2, and our opponent is on Lunalight. Lunalight deck that's pretty difficult for Gem Knights without seeing anything like Shadal Fusion, which is our number 1 Liger out. But let's see if we can make it happen. We do have Max C, Gem Orbital, Neparim, Feather and the aforementioned Shaddoll Fusion in our hands. So I'm feeling pretty good regardless of if this is Lunalight or not. Of course, I already told you that it is, so we know. Let's go activate Maxine. Of course, it gets Ash Blossomed. All right, well, we have no more directions. Let's go ahead and skip forward. I'm not even going to pretend to know I know what Lunalight actually does. They're going to activate Tenki, add Fractal, use Fractal effect, discarding itself to send a Lunalight monster to the graveyard, and then triggering that Lunalight monster special another one. I do not know any of these cards' names, so let's just keep it going. Send that Lunalight to add the continuous spell. Ooh, that one's powerful. Continuous spell to send another Lunalight monster. Ooh, it's Cloud Chick. I know what the Cloud Chick is. Reborn the Cloud Chick. Use that one to find Polly. Okay. Alright, now that effect to add that card back. Oh, can we do that again? I don't know. Kaleido Chick send Tiger. Polly now to summon out Perfume Dancer. I played this card in Genesis to out Liger Dancer. Alright, they're going to add Tiger back to beautiful Royal. And a copy of Lunalight Perfume. And also the Polymerization as well. Wow. Pitching an extra Tenki. Tiger target that one to summon it. And then we bounce Tiger back to hand. Using that Lunalight's graveyard to bounce that monster to the hand again. Summoning Cloud Chick, sending that extra deck monster to the graveyard. I believe that's the requirement to actually make the Liger Dancer, the monster mentioned on it. Bunch of effects are triggering here to add back more cards and more cards and more cards. And wow, is this a lot of cards? I don't know. Anyway, banishing the Perfume to add Lunalight Wolf. They're going to activate the Lunalight Wolf in the pen scale. Then fusing again with their things engraved to make the second Lunalight Liger Dancer. And finally, they pass turn. Well, we have at least one out here, right? Let's go Harpy's Feather Duster, because we do want to try to get their Spell Trap Negate out, and they don't fall for the bait at all. Okay, well, we wipe their Spell Traps. They trigger the Tiger, which I didn't even know this had an effect, to reborn the Gold Leo. Gold Leo is going to add Emerald Bird. Well, hopefully, they don't get back to their next turn. Emerald Bird then triggers to summon this Yellow Martin. We're going to go Shaddoll Fusion, which does, in fact, get negated. But that does not matter much for us because the card we wanted to send with Fusion is in our hand already. Alright, well, next up, all we can do is Normal Summon Nephirim. We are pretty much safe here since these Liger Dancers can only destroy special summon monsters. And here's our first special summon. We're going to summon the Hollow Core. Use Nephirim effect to then Normal Summon the Armadillo. Armadillo effect to get Quartz. We're just trying to put bodies on board to force out the Liger Dancers, which we do, but like I just said, those two were normal summons. So we get to keep our two Gem Dash monsters. We're going to go ahead and link those two off for the Gem Knight Phantom Quartz. Phantom Quartz is going to add a copy of Gem Knight Dispersion from our deck to our hand, and we're going to fire the other Gem Knight Quartz to then set Brilliant Fusion. I'm going to activate the Brilliant Fusion, sending 3 cards for Gem Knight Master Dispersion. Nephirim effect's going to trigger. Quartz is going to trigger. We're going to use the Nephirim to actually send this Genius from our hand to the graveyard. We're going to add Hollow Core because we do not have Gem Knight Fusion rotation yet. There goes Genius. Here comes Nephirim. Genius effect targeting Liger Dancer. So despite the fact that Liger Dancer is towers, it can now no longer activate its effect because this affects the opponent. So we have pretty much free reign to do whatever we want here now. So we're going to summon Gem Knight Lady Brilliant Diamond, then use her effect, triggering the Phantom Quartz to summon Gem Knight Master Diamond. Going to fire Dispersion now to summon a bunch of guys. And this is where I do a little bit of a mathematical oopsie. Master Diamond's not big enough for this yet. He's only 36 at this point. We're going to bounce one of their guys' hands just so they don't have things to protect themselves. So we're going to go for Dispersion, sending 2. Finally get to 38. That's not exactly the right number. So let's go Gem Knight Fusion, banishing a name, adding it to our hand. Ooh, that's still way too low. Let's go Prismura, pitching it to pop their monster. And then they activate the monster for no reason. All right, cool. Hollow Core, negate that, please. And that's how we get our bonus stack. We probably could have done something else there, but hey, it's pretty simple. We did also need to banish with Master Diamond to get the Topaz effect, which is the entire reason why we win this match. So we just swing over the 2 towers, and Master Diamond burns them to death. Cool. Great game. Alright, see you for game 3. Alright, here we are, game number 3, and our opponent's on Soulful Cord. Yummy. We actually won the coin toss this time, so they know that we're wanting to blind second. Anyway, they're going to lead off with a normal summon of Time Maiden and then make a Link Karibo. This is a Link 1 monster, so any other Yummy does it. That's Lollipo Yummy to make Cupsy Yummy Way. Let's go ahead and speed this up. Cupsy Yummy Way adds Cupsy and Cookie. They're going to then pitch a copy of Marshmallow and then special summon the Cupsy and then use it to get Surprise. Link off for Snatchy. Snatchy effect get the Field Spell. Field Spell effect Reborn Lollipo. And then synchro those off from Marshmallow Marcher. Marshmallow Marcher, bring that guy back and make the Herald of the Arclight. Then they're going to normal summon Promoa and add Solfegia, and then they don't do anything else with the Sulfur this game. Sorry, I'm a big fan of the Sulfur cards, but this guy just didn't seem to respect them very much. So they're going to make Epi Masquerade to make Sprite Elf, and then link off for another Snatchy, and Elf Reborn, the Synchro they linked off, and they're going to set the Surprise and pass. I mean, the set could be anything. I'm just imagining it's Surprise. Anyway, let's go ahead and start our turn with the normal summon Gemini Armadillo, and they immediately go for the Sprite Elf. That is certainly fine, as we have Forbidden Droplet and Triple Tactics Talent to stop this. Anyway, let's go Gem Armadillo, add Holocore, but the Arclight is a problem, so let's force that out immediately with the Triple Tactics Talent, which is cool. And hey, that's a free material we can send for Droplet. So let's go send 3 off Droplet and just negate the 3 problematic cards on the board. There we go. The Elf's already used its effect, so we don't even have to worry about that. Right now, let's just negotiate lethal. Alright, let's set Scatter Fusion. We're just trying to force out any interaction here, seeing if we can get them to do something before we throw down the Brilliant Fusion. So maybe we could fiend out Ash Blossom or this Yummy Surprise, which they then choose to special summon a Yummy instead. That seems fair. The Synchro can still tag out, but we're just going to keep popping off. So we go Quartz effect, add Neperin back to our hand. And Seraphonite to extra normal to summon the Neperin. Neperin's going to add Gemini Dispersion, which will then now link those 2 off for Phantom Quartz. Phantom Quartz effect to then add another card, and they will chain Lollipop Yummy away. We can just Holocore negate. We don't need the Holocore to boost our fusions later, so we might as well just spend this now to keep them off the bodies, so we can just go back to playing the game for free. Alright, there's the Gemini Dispersion. And hey, by the way, we had Brilliant Fusion the entire time. Let's go Brilliant Fusion, summoning the Master Diamond Dispersion. Phantom Quartz now shuffle back our banished guys from the negate we just used for a copy of Lady Brilliant Diamond. Lady Brilliant Diamond's then going to tribute the Phantom Quartz. Hey, have you seen this one before? To summon Master Diamond in our EMZ. Let's go Dispersion, summoning out Gem-Knight Ruby, Gem-Knight Topaz, and Gem-Knight Aquamarine. Hey, have you seen this play before either? Let's tribute off the Topaz and then banish the Topaz. And I think it's time for a battle phase. Let's just swing him with everything. I summon Aquamarine and we don't even need him this time. Master Diamond burn him for 14, Master Diamond burn him for a little bit more. And then Ruby Pierce for game. Funny, the shortest of all our games was against the most meta of the meta decks. So we're back to the deck, and this deck is good. And I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. Gem-Knight is a legitimately good deck, and I think it's going to be relevant for a pretty long time. In a best of one ladder like Master Duel, pretty healthy environment for Gem-Knight to thrive. But with all rundowns, we have to go over the pros and the cons. So let's go over the pros. First of all, this is my favorite deck. That's the biggest pro of them all. Frequently when I find myself crashing out about how much I lose the coin toss on decks where I really want to go first, I would then just switch to Gem-Knight, and then all my stress washes away as I can finally enjoy myself. The deck also has a lot of synergies, a lot of little synergies with different decks that really come together in a nice package here. We have the Shaddolls in front of us, and that's not the only fusion strategy we can combine this with. Like I said, we can play going first Gem-Knight with Fiendsmith, with Tearlament. Some people even play around with Draco Tail in here, and I think that's really cool, and it's just a plus for Gem-Knight. So we have the versatility, we have all the fun factor, but what are the cons of playing Gem-Knight? Well, the cons. Targeting destruction on Brilliant Fusion is pretty rough. Really rough. As well, we don't play very good into Floodgates. Outside of our 2 Lightning Storm and Duster, we are pretty much screwed if we run into the stun matchup. Not only that, like I just said, we can't really get around the fact that getting banished ruins our entire strategy. Yes, our Link 2 can shuffle back banished guys to fuse. We can't really do much if we can never put monsters on field to make him in the first place. Despite the 3 Brilliant Fusion, despite Gem-Knight Dispersion being a broken card, despite Neperim being amazing, this deck's actually a little inconsistent. And when it comes down to it, I know this is a Master Duel video, but the big reason why I didn't do this as a TCG video when all these cards, aside from Maxi, are of course legal in TCG as well, in a best of 2 format, your opponent's just going to send you first. And that's not very good for us. So with all that said, I want to say thank you for watching this video. For my birthday week, I just wanted to feature one of my favorite decks. So you're going to have to forgive me for that. And if you made it this far into the video, leave happy belated birthday in the comments, okay? Thanks. So I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye. Oh, remember, if you have any suggestions for future videos, leave those in the comments as well. I would love to play your decks. Leave them down below. Okay, bye.